going on now. It's the Memorial Day sale at Bray & Scarf. Now's your last chance to beat upcoming manufacturer price increases. Save up to 35% on select GE Profile and Cafe appliances. And save on in-stock GE refrigerators and best-selling washers and dryers. Plus, get next-day delivery, online delivery day tracking, and delivery day installation. Visit any of Bray & Scarf's convenient locations or shop online at brayandscarf.com, where it doesn't cost more to get more.
With McValue at McDonald's, you don't just get deals on the drinks. You get deals on McDonald's drinks. So when you're breaking a sweat, embrace the chill without breaking the bank. And when your crew is running on empty, keep your wallet full while refreshing the squad.
Ace the vibe check with drinks like lemonade, frozen Fanta Blue Raspberry, or any size drink for just $1.49. Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
From the Kiss 92.5 studios in Toronto, Canada.
Are you ready?
Ladies and gentlemen.
This is Roz
Yes.
and Mocha.
It's Roz and Mocha. What's going on?
Hey guys, this is Bruno Mars.
This is Selena Gomez.
The Chainsmokers.
Lady Gaga.
Calvin Harris.
Celestia Cara.
This is Ed Sheeran.
You're listening to my boys Roz and Mocha.
Roz and Mocha.
My boys Roz and Mocha.
The Roz and Mocha Show.
Between Roz and Mocha, who is your favorite?
Mocha. You guys are so funny, man.
Congratulations, Lisa! Wow! You just won $1,000.
That is amazing. Y'all just made my entire morning. Keep it up.
You guys are awesome, man. This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Yo, Aaron, what's up, man? It's Roz and Mocha.
What's up? What's up? How you doing, man?
Good, buddy. We got limited time here. Let everyone know what's going on.
Well, I wanted to introduce the news.
So, Aaron, you've heard other people introduce the news before on the
Yes,
show.
I have.
What makes you think, or do you think that you can do a better job than everyone else? Why is it that you want to introduce the news with us today?
I think I got it.
Oh, okay.
I think I got it.
Better than anyone else?
I think so.
I think so. Where do people, in your opinion, go wrong when introing the news?
They don't hold it long enough.
Interesting. Gotcha.
I don't think they hold it long enough.
Okay. Yeah. So you know what to do, right?
Yes, I do.
All right.
Have you been practicing in the car or like at home?
Yeah,
and stuff?
I have been. I have been.
All right.
All right, Aaron. Well, anytime, bro.
Hey, Mocha.
Yeah.
You ready?
Uh-huh.
Let's do the news.
There we
go.
go.
My God. That was amazing.
Aaron, you did not miss a point. That was amazing, bro. That was incredible.
Oh, my God.
Wow. Good job, dude.
Thank you. Thank you so much, man.
Right on. Thank you.
You guys are the best. You guys are the best, man.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
News break.
Let me run some stats by you here. The Toronto Maple Leafs haven't ever won a third round since 1931, right?
Right.
1931. That's when I don't even know if it was like NHL back then. It was like hockey. That's all it was. I don't know. Okay. All of their Stanley Cup victories, which I had no idea about this. So, everybody talks about 67, right? So all of the Maple Leaf Stanley Cup victories happened at a time when the playoffs were only 2 rounds.
Great.
Okay. They've never won a conference final in the modern era. I didn't know they only played 2 rounds when they used to win Stanley Cups. It was just called hockey.
Well, because I guess they added more teams, right?
Well, yeah.
So they had to expand it.
Yeah, but they've never won a third round.
Okay.
Like, ever.
Oh, these are some fun facts, guys.
Right? I don't know. I found that interesting.
Yeah, so interesting.
Like,
a day when we're facing
keep that
elimination.
reading to yourself.
Yeah,
Bro,
yeah.
Do you have any other fun facts you want to share about the Leafs?
No, that was it. Really
great.
Yeah, I found that interesting that we always talk about 67 and gotta go back. Got to go back and look at our history to know where we're going and all that stuff. But back in '67, the playoffs were 2 rounds. It's not a lot of hockey. I don't even think they were best of 7 back then, to be honest with you.
By 1 game,
Even better.
Reporters caught up with Craig Berube talking about what went on during that last game and what the Leafs can do different.
That the Panthers are going to come just as hard as they did just now.
Well, I don't think they came any harder than they have, to be honest with you. I think we let them come tonight. Well, we stood around and watched.
Wait, hold on.
That the Panthers are going to come just as hard as they did just now.
Well, I don't think they came any harder than they have, to be honest with you. I think we let them come tonight. Well, we stood around and watched.
That's exactly what you did. Austin Matthews, they caught up with him.
Oh, no.
After practice, talking about all the fans leaving before the end of the game.
What goes through your mind when you see some fans leaving or hearing boos in the middle of such an important game?
I mean, I don't think we gave them much reason to stick around, so.
Fair.
Wow.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
The Weeknd was on Jimmy Fallon. They crashed a college graduation from Fordham University. So I guess the students had no idea that Jimmy was there, and they really had no idea that he was going to bring out The Weeknd. Listen to this.
Guys, it's graduation season. I'm here in New York City at Fordham University. The graduating class is in the next room. They think they're at a party honoring them, but they have no idea that I'm about to DJ for them. They also have no idea that The Weeknd is going to perform. You ready?
Please welcome special guest DJ Jimmy Fallon.
I've never DJed before in my life. I'm sorry, I should admit that now. I just figured it'd be fun. Maybe can I plug my phone in, maybe? And I get to hear. I'll plug my phone in. Oh, come on, class of 25! You know what's up! Let's get louder! Ladies and gentlemen, The Weeknd!
Wow, what an incredible moment.
Class of 2025, let's go! I've been trying to fall.
Oh, wow.
Maybe you can show me how to love.
Yo, that's amazing.
Every now and then, a movie comes out that's so bad that people trip over themselves to try and write really incredible headlines to describe that movie. And that's what's happening with The Weeknd's movie.
No.
Hurry up tomorrow. Can I read you some of them here?
Yeah.
The Weeknd's movie, tied to his album of the same name, is both head-scratchingly confusing and boring. Even as a music video, Hurry Up Tomorrow would be excruciating. How dare you waste Jenna Ortega's time? Wow. The Weeknd's cinematic apology for a flubbed concert performance should issue its own. Pretty quickly, you pick up that Hurry Up Tomorrow is a cinematic ego trip. The nearly plot-free movie is self-indulgent, over-serious, and worst of all, just plain dull. And my personal favorite, Hurry Up Tomorrow, isn't so much a movie as it is a wealthy man's unhinged diary entry interpreted into images by a sentient bag of cocaine.
Oh my goodness.
Wow. He needs to not play himself in things.
You got to stop acting now.
There's a big jump between being a pop star and being a great actor. And if he wants to act, he needs to let himself go and just go and work with great directors who are like, hey, guess what you are right now? A single dad. And we're going to get you a Golden Globe nomination because you're a single dad in this movie who's going through it. It's going to be this like beautiful arc of you coming to terms with all of this like life stuff and everything.
Sure.
And we're going to get you a Golden Globe.
You
Not an
gotta be
Oscar,
you
but we're
gotta
going to get you a Golden Globe.
Be Will Smith, Pursuit of Happiness.
You do.
Right?
You do.
Or if you want to do comedy, you got to be Ice Cube. Are we there yet?
But you got to be Ice Cube when he did Boys in the Hood.
Absolutely.
Right?
Can he be Prince Purple Rain?
No, that was Prince. That's the exact opposite of what I'm saying, Maury.
But he did a good job in that one.
No, but
Prince
I said
did.
he cannot play himself.
Yeah,
He
he's
has
not
to get
good at
away
playing
from
himself.
playing himself.
So this is now back-to-back L's in terms of
film, TV
on-screen
projects.
things, right?
Yes,
With this
yeah.
movie, and then what was the one on The Idol?
The Idol.
On HBO?
Yeah.
Like, take a hint, bro.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm not saying, and he can get good. Like, I'm not saying that there's not a future for him, but he has to get over this thing where he needs to play, like, be an exaggerated version of himself. Because realistically, the thing with The Weeknd is that he was very private and you didn't know a lot about him, right? So there's not a lot of interest in him.
Yeah,
there's a lot of interest in his music, but he's not the type of artist that is private enough where there's a fascination, right? Where it's like, where did this guy grow up, right? Like, there's not that fascination with him. And then when you build all your projects sort of around this kind of you persona that he developed, and then it just go and play a regular guy in a movie. You'll do great.
But
work with a great director.
The kind of you persona that he's got, though, kind of a perv.
No, but this is what I'm saying, right?
Nobody want that, bro.
Yeah.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Canadian Tire said yesterday that they have, for $30 million, purchased the intellectual property belonging to Hudson Bay.
Wow.
So the sale includes the Hudson Bay brand, its iconic multicolored stripes, the coat of arms. The deal allows products under these brands to be sold at Canadian Tire. And yes, for people, because I know that this was very important, the deal does include Gluckstein.
Oh,
that's important. That's what we were wondering at home.
I know, it's very important.
And we predicted this.
That's a huge W.
And Distinctly Home. So Gluckstein and Distinctly Home are included in the deal. So they will now all be sold at Canadian Tire and their stores.
Canadian Tire, man.
And they're going to sell the blankets. And they're going to sell the towels.
Yep. The Hudson Bay CEO said, "I have no doubt Canadian Tire will be strong stewards of the more than 350-year HBC legacy."
Oh, my God. I love that.
There you go.
Amazing.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Although Justin Bieber has remained completely silent during all of this sort of Diddy investigation and the case that started this week, because there's just so much footage of Diddy when he took Justin in for that period of time when he was 15. And there's a lot of sketchy video out there of where Diddy's just acting suspect. And up until this point, he or his team have not said anything. However, they did just release a statement yesterday to TMZ saying, although Justin is not among Sean Combs' victims, there are individuals who were genuinely harmed by him. Shifting focus away from this reality detracts from the justice these victims rightfully deserve. So that is Bieber saying that no, he's not one of them, but well aware that there are victims.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you saw this, but TMZ did a big special on Bieber, and they really broke down his financial problems that he's having. So they say Bieber in his career has made somewhere between $500 million and $1 billion. That's what TMZ reports. But he blew it all.
He did?
Yes. And that's why, remember when he sold his catalog for $200 million?
Yeah.
And it seemed really suspect for somebody that young, sort of in their career, to sell their catalog. Apparently that's why he sold his catalog, was because he was broke.
Oh, no.
And TMZ investigates what happened to Justin Bieber is the name of the special. And they report that Bieber's manager at the time, Scooter Braun, tried to tell him that it was a bad idea to sell so early in his career and to at least wait until January 2023, because he sold it in December 2022, because if he waited until January, he could get the tax break. But Bieber didn't want to do so, and he sold it in December. This all stems from the fallout from Bieber's canceled Justice Tour. And after a series of audits, they confirmed that Justin owes Scooter Braun still $8 million.
Oh, my
He allegedly promised to pay Scooter $24 million after he abruptly ended the tour, because what happened was that he announced the tour and the promoters gave him all this money. Basically, they give all the money up front, and then Bieber does the tour, and then they recoup their costs and everything else. So when he canceled the tour, they had all that money, and I guess Scooter Braun agreed to pay the promoters back, and that Justin would then pay Scooter back. And that's where their relationship went to hell, was over the money that Justin, and so they've been doing audit after audit after audit after audit to try and figure out whether Scooter was overpaid, as Justin claimed, or underpaid. But it works out to that he still owes Scooter Braun $8 million. And financially, Justin Bieber is just not doing well at all.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Leafs lost.
They did?
Former Maple Leaf Rick Vive wrote a piece in the Sun. He says this, and believe me, Rick Vive never won anything either. But he's got a point. He says, I know the times have changed. Well, I'm not wrong. He says, I know the times have changed and players are more coddled, but I have to think the Toronto area guys on this team know full well what's expected of them. Now that their season is over, it's getting clear a player such as Mitch Marner isn't cut out for it. I watch him during the national anthem, and he seems nervous. I see his interviews, and he's uncomfortable. When you get into a high-stakes playoff series against a team such as Florida, that's not a good look. I think Mitch gets intimidated. You look at him going for the puck, and he's like a figure skater, afraid to get hit. As I've said before, a change of scenery will do him good. At the same time, understanding how much he loves Toronto. And Whitney on Spittin' Chicklets said it right, which is, you got a guy like Mitch Marner who grew up here and, wanted this and wanted everything. And you get a 90-point season and a 100-point season. And you tell the media you're like gods in the city. And your last time on the ice, the fans are booing you every time you touch the puck.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just wild how that works out. Like, you got it all. Like, you have everything. And sometimes it just ends this way, right?
And burning your jersey.
Yeah, throwing them on the ice. And I don't blame the fans. Everybody coming out saying that the fans were too harsh on them. No, I don't blame the fans at all. At all.
I wouldn't throw my hat or jersey. You know how much some things cost?
Did you see that one vid, though, of that guy sitting there in the front row where he paid a guy $200 cash to throw his jersey onto the ice?
No.
And then the guy was shirtless. He didn't have a shirt on underneath it.
Okay,
and
for $2 I would.
Yeah, and he walked out of there. He walked out of there with no shirt on.
Yeah.
And he
$2?
took the cash,
Done.
chucked it over the side, took the cash, and walked out.
Yeah, I do that.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
God, I was watching these videos, all these videos of that Mexican Navy ship hitting the Brooklyn Bridge. Did you see this?
Yeah, how did they not know what the clearance was?
So, well, there was a mechanical problem. The investigation is underway, but it veered off course and maybe they lost power. I'm not 100% sure, but there's 277 crew members on board. And I think 2 people died.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know
One
that.
of them was because when you watch the video, so the masts that were going up that were all lit, right? There were people standing on those masts.
I did not know that.
That's where all the crew were. It's like a big celebratory thing. So all of those masts all the way up, the sort of horizontal bars were filled with people all holding hands. That was part of the sort of celebration of the ship.
I saw when everything was toppling. I just thought it was like holding up those string lights.
No, it was like a I don't know what you call it, not a demonstration, but it was like it's like a celebration sort of thing, right? And so everybody's dressed up in their black and white stripe. Watch the videos of them climbing up because there's a ton of videos of those sailors going up the masts to get there and hold hands while the ship sails. There was hundreds of people on those.
Didn't even see it.
Yeah,
I'll have to watch that video again.
But anyway, here are a couple of witnesses as well as New York Police Department Chief of Operations Wilson Armbolis.
We saw clearly that the mast was too high, and we saw people unfortunately dangling. There were people on the mast, there were people all standing on the mast. They were holding lights. Obviously, when the mast got hit, there were people dangling, and I think at least 1 or 2 people we saw fall down.
The captain that was maneuvering the ship lost, power of the ship, and the current mechanical function caused the ship to go right into the pillar of the bridge, hitting the mast of the ship where there was a couple of sailors on top of it. These sailors were injured as a result of the mast striking the bridge.
Here, look at this video. Here's one video of a guy hanging upside down. Look at that.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yo, that's scary.
Yeah. Yeah.
Holy.
Right?
Yeah, no, I didn't see that.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Jelly Roll was doing a show for his big-ass tour, world tour in Detroit, and he started out doing Lose Yourself, and then Eminem pops out. And listen to this crowd. That's Jelly.
Wow. Yeah, hometown hero right there, right?
Moment, huh?
Yeah,
God.
you can't touch down in Detroit and not bring Em out on stage.
Jelly Roll's having the best time, huh?
I love
Isn't
it.
he having the best time right now? I love doing Jelly Roll stories, man.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Oh, fans are freaking out, Taylor Swift fans, because they were all wondering when she's going to start doing Reputation, Taylor's version. And she dropped Look What You Made Me Do, actually last night during the opening scene of Handmaid's Tale.
Really?
I mean, it sounds the same, right?
Yeah,
That's the
totally.
point.
Yeah. you made me do.
Look what you made me do. Look what you made me do.
My gird. Yeah, it sounds good. Like,
what you made me do.
You'll never be able to see that song normal ever again.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Pamela Anderson, according to TMZ, people in her inner circle say that there's absolutely no way she would ever get back together with Tommy Lee now that he and his wife, Brittany Furlan, are on the outs. She's apparently living in a hotel, and they broke up. They've been married for 6 years. So I guess she released a statement when they first split up, Brittany Furlan and Tommy Lee, that it was because he's drinking again.
Oh.
Right, which he did before, I think like a year and a half ago or 2 years ago, where he just released his own naked picture. He got drunk and just released his own picture, and it was stayed up on Instagram for like ever. But actually what happened is that his wife there's another rock star named Ronnie Radke. I don't know. He sings for some band, and he's popular, I guess. And he's like a younger guy, all tattooed and everything else. And for like years now, I guess she had been falling in love with him on Snapchat.
Oh.
But only the problem was that when she came clean to Tommy Lee, that she was with this dude, like messaging him and sending videos and everything else. Tommy Lee messaged this Ronnie Radke guy, and Ronnie Radke was like, bro, I don't have Snapchat. She got catfished.
No.
So she was being catfished for a long time with somebody who was claiming to be him, so much so that she drove to this guy's house.
No.
Right?
Girl.
And then, so she's now living in a hotel, and she put this video out over the weekend.
Okay, part 2. He tells, so basically, I told my husband everything. I said, I've been talking to whoever I thought this was on Snapchat. He says it's not him. Cool, whatever. Because I'm a good person. I mean, I'm not a good person for talking to someone while I'm married. I've been going through a lot in my marriage, no excuse, whatever. I come clean to my husband. My husband freaks out, messages him. That's how this all started. And this is where he says, I didn't even know she followed me on here. Never messaged, never spoke to her. Doesn't know I followed him on here, but then sends me a message saying, we've been keeping a record of you liking my stuff for weeks. Bro.
Okay, so the whole thing is a giant disaster.
Damn, girl, what you gonna do?
That's high-level catfishing, too.
Yeah.
Like one famous person getting catfished by another famous person? Like she's got 2.2 million followers on Instagram.
Damn,
and the Snapchat that, like, was messaging her was like Ronnie Radke Music 4.
Girl,
right? and there was
how are you gonna fall for that?
And there was 2 videos.
At least Ronnie Radke Music 1, like the one and only.
Yeah. But it's crazy because then this Ronnie Radke guy went on and he had fans who were showing him because I guess she said there's no way I got catfished because he was sending me videos.
Yeah.
And then Ronnie Radke went on and he was like, listen, this is what people can do. And he showed a video that he posted the day before where he was just like in his house talking or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And then a fan sent him, they took that video that he did where he was just doing a selfie video and they AI'd it to say something completely different and sent it back to him.
Oh, shoot.
So what this person was doing who was catfishing was going through stuff that he posted that day so the location looked good, right? So his clothes were the same, and he would take a video that he posted that day, AI it, and send it to Tommy Lee's wife. So she thought that she was having these like intimate conversations with him through video.
Yo, people got too much time on their hands.
Way too much time on their hands.
Also, who the hell still uses Snapchat?
Thank you.
Other than like 12-year-olds for filters.
Thank you. Yes. Anyway, so that's what's going on there.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Canada Post says that they've received strike notice from the union representing some 55,000 postal workers, with operations set to shut down by the end of the week. Employees plan to hit the picket line starting Friday morning at midnight. Canada Post says the work stoppage would only make the company's brutal financial situation even worse, and they're eager to hammer out some sort of deal. The Union of Postal Workers said in an email yesterday say that it was still in the process of trying to negotiate collective agreements for its members, including, yes, the 23,000 mail carriers.
Hold on. Did they not just go through the strike?
They did just.
Like November, December, something like that?
Yeah, right before Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah, they screwed
Are
all
they
that
doing
up,
it
and
again?
they're doing it again. Yeah.
But it's not it's the union representing
because there's Canada Post, which is the Crown Corp, and then there's the postal employees, which are represented by the union. So it's the Crown Corp and then the union with all the employees who are doing battle, right?
Oh.
Yes.
Yo, figure stuff out,
Yes,
man.
and Canada Post is broke as a joke right now. They got no money, and I don't know what kind of deal they think they're going to get, but it's not looking good. So once again, don't rely on anything in and out with Canada Post this week. Send
I
your
really
packages.
like my mail lady. She's so nice.
Yeah. She's going to be hitting the line.
Oh, girl.
Right. That's the way it's looking, which is not good.
Damn.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
President Donald Trump signed the Take It Down Act, making it a federal crime to share someone's intimate photos without their consent. The law punishes offenders with up to 3 years in prison, a fine, or both, including those who share or threaten to publish revenge porn and AI-generated deepfakes. Social media platforms must now remove the content within 48 hours of the request. Recent high-profile victims include Taylor Swift and AOC. Here's Donald Trump yesterday.
With the rise of AI image generation, countless women have been harassed with deepfakes and other explicit images distributed against their will. This is the wrong, and it's just so horribly wrong. And it's a very abusive situation, like in some cases people have never seen before.
Hey, I applaud that.
It's interesting. No, it is. It's a bipartisan bill. It had happened very fast, and it's good to see Donald Trump sort of, taking this on the harassment of women online. On Friday, Donald Trump posted this. Has anyone noticed that ever since I said I hate Taylor Swift, she's no longer hot?
Oh my gosh.
Wow. So one day he says this, and then the next day he does that. I think maybe he was referring to the fact that maybe her career is not hot anymore. But either way, I don't know how you say that on a Friday and then do the takedown act on a Sunday. It is so. It's so
you talking
wild
to him
to me.
yesterday with that yourself?
It's so wild to me. Here is Carolyn Levitt, Trump's press secretary, trying to explain to Peter Doocy what the hell he meant.
The last one. What does President Trump mean when he says that Taylor Swift is no longer hot?
Look, he is speaking about Taylor Swift's political views and how perhaps it has impacted the support of the American public for her work, and I will leave it at that.
Yeah, that's exactly what he meant.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
You guys see that video of Denzel Washington trying to strip off that guy?
Yeah, I want to know what happened.
So it was.
Do we know?
No, I think that the guy grabbed those. First, the press at the Cannes red carpet are crazy. Like that European press are bonkers, right? And because the rule at the Cannes red carpet, unlike other red carpets, is that it's just photos, right? There's no interviews. Like there's no interview line with press. And so if somebody gets close, they start getting really grabby. And you could see this guy grabbing Denzel at the end. And I think that he did it. But Denzel gets right in this guy's face. And I don't know if this had anything to do with it, but Denzel didn't actually show up to the press conference with Spike Lee for their movie.
Oh.
And he was supposed to be there because they rearranged the people at Cannes because he's doing Othello on Broadway right now. And they rearranged so much stuff at Cannes to make sure that Denzel Washington could get there on a schedule that worked for him. And then he had this altercation where he's just yelling at a guy on the red carpet. Like he's tearing a strip of this guy and this guy's not even listening. Like Denzel is in his face pointing, and when it's all over, the guy grabs him again.
Bro, like you didn't hear what Unc just said?
Like, I don't know like what it was about, but he went up and down on this dude with a white scarf.
And Denzel seems like an angry guy to begin with.
He does, yes. Anyway, Spike Lee also said that this movie that they did together called Highest to Lowest is probably going to be the very last time they ever work together. They
really?
They done 5 films together. Yeah, because Denzel's been talking for the last couple of years about retiring, right? Like he wants to do some more Broadway, he wants to do a couple more specific movies, and then that'll be it, I guess.
I watched the trailer for that. It looks good.
What's
it's going to be on Apple, I think.
What, Highest to Lowest? Yeah, is it?
Yeah.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
And big news for Sesame Street fans. As we know, HBO and HBO Max, they ended their agreement with Sesame Street to run it on their streaming platforms, because when it was on HBO Max, it would then debut on PBS like a real long time later. So Netflix has stepped in to save Sesame Street.
Yay!
So,
I love that. Love that.
So Netflix will be the new home of Sesame Street, and Netflix has also said that when new episodes air on Netflix, they will air the same time on PBS, so people don't have to wait for the new episodes
that's wonderful.
of Sesame Street. The Sesame Street will begin its which season, Mocha? Which season later this year? How many seasons has Sesame Street been on the air?
22? 22nd.
2022. Shem, you say what?
I'm going to say 65.
65? Damn it, Maury.
47.
47. 56th year.
Wow.
Later this year. 56 years.
Congratulations.
56 seasons, for Sesame Street.
Yo, that's
There you go.
amazing.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Norm from Cheers. Did you watch that show, Mocha?
I know of it.
You never watched it. You weren't like a
Nah.
diehard or anything like that.
I just know it took place in a bar.
Yeah, the people that were super diehards. Oh, do we not have the lyrics to this song? That's the whole. That's what gets you going. I've never heard the instrumental before. George went 76 years old. No cause of death, but his family said that he died peacefully while at home. He was Norm on Cheers for 11 seasons. Do you know the thing about Norm on Cheers, that every time he walked in the bar, people yelled Norm?
Oh, no.
Afternoon, everybody. Norm! How you doing, Norm? What do you know? Not enough. Afternoon, everybody. Hey, Norm. Better give me a tall one in case I like it. Afternoon, everybody. Hey, Norm! How's life treating you, Norm? I just ran over its dog.
And I guess because of that character, like forever, like he couldn't go to a bar without people buying him drinks. Like he never paid for a drink for the rest of his life. Yeah.
When you're a legend like that?
And even if he was like with people, like fans would just they'd be like, I'll get the whole table.
Oh, wow.
That's
really nice.
He did this character. He never ever paid for a drink. It was nominated for 11 Emmys or something like that too.
Oh, wow.
God, that show was so big. I remember the finale. Help me out with this, Maury. Did they not do the finale of that at Rogers Center?
They did, absolutely. It was like
Wait, what?
outside of MASH, it was one of the biggest finales of all time.
They sold tickets. Oh, no, sorry. I think it was free. When Cheers finished, it was Skydome at the time.
Yeah.
And they filled Skydome so people could watch it on the Jumbotron.
On the big screen
On the
there?
big screen.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
That's how crazy it was when Cheers finished. People were broken when Cheers went off the air.
Oh, my dad was crying.
Yeah.
Maria?
It was.
Was this a Canadian show?
No, not at all.
Oh.
No, it was NBC, right? It came on
Yeah, it was based on a bar in Boston.
Yeah, it was Cheers. It was the two big ones at the time were Cheers and Seinfeld.
Oh, okay,
Right,
yeah,
like
because
those
I
were
never watched
And then
this
from
show.
Cheers, we got Frasier.
And then you got Frasier after Cheers.
Wow.
But no, George went super great guy.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
The NFL, it's looking like the NFL are going to allow players to participate in flag football in the Summer Olympics in LA in 2028.
Oh, yeah?
That's hard, though. That's hard.
You don't like it?
No, I mean it's a lot to not hit somebody when that is just what you're so instinctively used to doing.
Yeah.
But
Right?
also you can risk injury for
Oh no,
upcoming
don't
season
get me
too,
wrong.
right?
And apparently the players really want to do it too.
Really?
Yeah, they all want
All right.
to play flag football.
USA,
but
US. Is this the first time?
it'll be the first time.
Okay, it's
yeah.
not like one of those sports that was in the Olympics and then it left and now it's come back.
No, so July 14th to the 30th is when they happen that summer, which means that the players that do play will miss the training camp for their respective NFL teams, which may not be good. But is there a country on earth that is going to be able to beat the USA in flag football?
Bruh,
Because nobody else plays American-style football.
Unless in Australia, the rugby players learn how to play flag football.
But it's the strategy behind football that other countries are going to get whooped with.
Yeah. Oh, this will be exciting.
Right?
They're going to put together like the dream team of football.
Of flag football.
Yeah.
But it's also really kind of great to watch, like hardcore pro athletes play the children's version of what they do for a living. Right?
Yeah, it's actually so true.
It would be like watching MLB players play T-ball.
Yeah.
Right? Like it would. That, first of all, I'd be all for that. That'd be exciting as hell. You wouldn't need an outfielder.
No, not at all. Yeah, why would you?
They would just
sit there.
They would just crush home run after home run after home run.
What am I reaching my arms up for?
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
God, Justin Bieber out here saying too much, ruining a great day for his wife.
What happened?
So Hailey Bieber got the cover of Vogue, right?
Oh,
She looks
congrats.
beautiful. It's a great shot. It's everything. Yeah. And then he posted some pics from it. And in the caption, he wrote this. Yo, this reminds me when Hailey and I got into a huge fight and I told Hales that she would never be on the cover of Vogue. Yikes, I know, so mean. I felt disrespected and thought I gotta get even. I think as we mature, we realize that we're not helping anything by getting even. We're honestly just prolonging what we all want, which is intimacy and connection. So, baby, you already know, but forgive me for saying you wouldn't get a Vogue cover because clearly I was sadly mistaken.
Oh, my gosh.
And then he deleted it and then just put up a bunch of emojis. But who says that?
Yo, you saying too much. Just say congrats, babe.
Thank you. You look beautiful. That's my girl.
Yeah.
Right?
Yo, big her up. Don't air your business.
Why you got to go into, we had this fight one time and I told her she would never get the cover of Vogue. And
Yo, that's not
But also,
not right.
he should have never said that in the first place.
Yeah.
Forget him actually writing it. Like, that's point one. You never say that.
People have fights and they throw stones and they say stuff that they regret and maybe don't mean. Like, I understand all
Still,
that.
bro. That's
But
like
don't
straight up
tell
mean.
us.
Yeah.
I don't need to know that they had that fight.
I think he was trying to compliment
I
her.
think he was,
I
too.
kind
But he did
of weirdly
terrible-
understand what he was saying.
I know.
terrible job of it.
Yeah, he did a terrible job, but this is what happens, man. When
Come on, bro.
Did he ever see a day of high school, Justin Bieber?
No.
No.
Okay. I'm just saying, I don't know.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
This was a wild one yesterday. Big giant baby news, huge baby news, and it was covered like it was baby news. It was all like it was baby announcements all day. And the big announcement is that Peppa Pig's mom, Mama Pig, had a baby.
What? Oh, man.
What? Born 5:34 yesterday morning is when they announced it. Evie is the baby's name.
So they're going to have to change this theme song then.
I know. She'll make her debut in an hour-long special called Peppa Meets the Baby.
Yeah.
Which will play in theaters on May 30th.
Theaters?
Then Evie officially joins the cast of Peppa Pig when it returns for a new season this fall. So it was a huge baby announcement yesterday, but it was that Mama Pig had a new baby.
Bro, you know what, man?
That's
that
so
Peppa
wild.
Pig
the baby
franchise.
name means life.
Yeah. There
You know,
go.
conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
You know why I think they had to do that to get all the news for Peppa Pig and that
Why?
show
Why?
and that franchise?
Why?
Because I think Bluey took over that
Oh,
show.
you think so?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bluey,
maybe.
huge.
See, I've never seen a frame of Bluey.
Oh man,
Because
Bluey
Bluey
was
came after, right?
Bluey was huge in our house
Yeah.
for a couple of years.
Are Bluey's parents going to have another kid?
Oh boy, if they do, Bluey gonna be so mad, bro.
Oh, really, huh?
Yeah. Actually, no, Bingo would be the one having a hard time with everything.
Oh, damn.
Anyway.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Jennifer Lopez got sued for posting pictures of herself.
What?
So J-Lo posted a bunch of pictures of her arriving at the Amazon MGM Vanity Fair party after the Golden Globes, this back in January.
Okay.
And photographer Edwin Blanco and Black Grid, the agency that he works for, have each filed lawsuits saying that they own the copyright of the two photos. The pictures were used, quote, to promote Miss Lopez's public appearance, boost her engagements, increase shareability, and lend credibility to her brand content. For example, Miss Lopez used the images to spotlight the designer of her clothing and jewelry, leveraging the publicity from the event to promote her fashion affiliations and brand partnerships. So the photographer and the agency are looking for $150,000 because she used their picture on her feed.
And she's not the first person this happened to.
People do that, right? But I guess that
they own the photo.
They own the photo. And
it happened to Emily Ratajkowski once.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Their
likeness. You think you can, but you can't. You don't own that picture.
If they post it, then you don't make money on it.
Yeah.
Off you. That's crazy. But they took it.
I know, but she's using it. She's using their picture to make money. Right?
But did she give them consent to take the photo?
Doesn't you don't need it when you're out. She's on a red carpet.
That's so gross.
Wow.
There's no consent.
I didn't know if there was like a thing you
Nope.
could in law.
No,
They're allowed.
I'm not a lawyer.
Agencies are allowed to approve. Like they're allowed to have photos approved. Like
Mhm.
celebrities can say, "I need to see them before
Yes.
you use them."
Yeah.
Like Taylor Swift does that all the time.
Yeah, but you can't post it and say, "Hey, my jewelry collab is this and my dress collab is this," where you wind up making tons of money off that post from your collaborations, and the agency gets nothing. So that's wild. She got sued for posting pictures of herself.
Nuts.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
The Maple Leafs did their media availability yesterday, the cleaning out their lockers and everything like this. The big question, though, is we knew that Austin Matthews was injured, but a lot of people had hoped that by the end of the season, he kind of would have come clean. Not that he needs to, but every other athlete in sport, they sort of do this, but for some weird reason in hockey, and especially with Austin Matthews, they didn't. So here's what Austin Matthews had to say about what was sort of plaguing him all season.
Yeah, it was tough, definitely. Physically, it was a very tough season. I don't, need to get into like the specifics of stuff, but got injured in training camp. Obviously wasn't feeling great throughout the first month or so of the season. Took some time off. Went to Germany, did all these things to try to feel better. Then just kind of in a place that felt like I could manage it. There was obviously some good stretches where I felt good. There were some stretches where I didn't feel very good. Definitely a tough year physically, but I'm confident with some time off and just going through my own process and stuff like that, and treatment and everything. I'm really confident I'll be back 100% next season, and there's nothing really to worry about.
Did you react?
No. Do you need surgery?
Can you share with us what happened, or do you like to be private?
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep it between myself.
He already said
So-
he's not going to talk about it.
So the question in there was, do you need surgery? And he said no. So this obviously isn't something, and if he's not going to say anything, the only thing we can do is speculate what it is, if he's not going to say it, right?
Okay.
So if it's not surgery, because a lot of people had assumed it was like a wrist thing, but like a wrist thing, you get surgery for, right? So maybe is it a back thing? Or is it like something way out there that's chronic? Like, does he have Lyme disease? Like, is it something like this? But my big question is that if this happened in training camp and he went through these long stretches during this season where he wasn't 100%, who in the hell let him play the Four Nations tournament?
Great question.
That's a very good statement.
If you're hurt in training camp and you had to,
Unless this happened after.
No, training
No,
camp.
he said
training.
it.
Oh,
He
yeah,
said
training.
it, training.
And then he
Also,
left
You can't
it-
tell him to say no if he wants to do the.
You can tell him to say no.
Of course you can, yeah.
Yeah, the
Of
team
course
has
you
the
can,
rights. They
but-
can say no.
But did he disclose it to the team?
They knew because he took time off in the beginning of the season to go to Germany to try and fix whatever this problem was.
Yeah.
Unless he re-injured it there, Like he felt
that's
fine,
true.
went there, played. I mean, it's all speculation, right? We're all going to be.
Yeah, but that ain't cool, man. That ain't
also,
cool.
to the reporters, don't say, "Oh, do you want to keep it private?" Don't suggest keeping it private.
I know. That was terrible questions yesterday for all of them, by the way. Terrible.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
I started hearing all these stories about the Golden Dome, and I thought they were tales of Shem in high school.
Wow. Yo.
Oh
my guy.
And it's not. It's apparently Donald Trump. So in Israel, they have the Iron Dome, which is their missile defense system, right?
Okay.
And now Donald Trump is looking to build the Golden Dome, which will protect the United States, and also in his statement that he'll say here, as well as Canada, from any missiles launched from across the world or from space. Here's
The
Trump.
campaign, I promised the American people that I would build a cutting-edge missile defense shield to protect our homeland from the threat of foreign missile attack. And that's what we're doing. Today I'm pleased to announce that we have officially selected an architecture for the state-of-the-art system that will deploy next-generation technologies across the land, sea, and space, including space-based sensors and interceptors. And Canada has called us, and they want to be a part of it. So we'll be talking to them. They want to have protection also. So, as usual, we help Canada
Thanks,
the
bro.
best we can. This design for the Golden Dome will integrate with our existing defense capabilities and should be fully operational before the end of my term. So we'll have it done in about 3 years.
There we go.
Wait,
And,
so is it an actual an actual dome?
No.
So what's he doing?
It's like what they have in Israel. So Israel has this thing called the Iron Dome, right? Which is all over the country. They have missiles that are ready to take out anything that is fired at Israel. Okay. It basically builds a dome over Israel through.
Oh, you know what I'm picturing?
What? Like, you think they were building a dome?
Okay, don't
In
laugh.
3 Like a bubble? years?
Don't laugh, everybody.
Yeah.
But you remember in the Simpsons movie, the giant clear dome that went over Springfield?
Right.
Yeah, I thought he was like trying to put something up.
We would all melt.
Like between across like Canada and the US. You know, North America?
We would.
Right? Like something like a big thing. Like, to block out the missiles.
But anyway, how much is this going to cost? And if you listen to this clip, Donald Trump makes up a whole brand new word called downposit.
It's incredible when you think of it, you're shooting bullets out of the air. I'm also pleased to report that the one big, beautiful bill will include $25 billion for the Golden Dome to help construction get underway. That's the initial sort of a down deposit. And we have probably, you're talking about...
I think you meant to say down payment.
$175 billion total cost of this when it's completed.
$175 billion when it's all said and done.
We don't have to make a down deposit though, right?
I think we're going to be on the hook for some of it.
Is Carney going to make us pay a down deposit?
I think so. Yeah. It's got to be, right?
If I'm making
We're
a
going
down...
to pay our fair share of the Golden Dome.
No, if I'm paying...
I don't have any money for this.
Down deposit, I want to
Yeah.
see an actual dome being built then.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gonna wish it was me in high school.
Yeah.
All that money.
Yeah. You want the dome? It ain't cheap, right, Shemmy?
I'm in.
Real bad man. The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Western Conference Finals in the NHL kicked off last night. Edmonton Oilers, Dallas Stars. Edmonton in the third, leading 3-1. Wind up losing 6-3.
No, they don't. Are you serious? Yo,
Dallas
my kid is going to be so disappointed. He is like the biggest Connor McDavid fan.
Dallas got 3 power play goals in a row.
How did that?
And then they got 5 goals in the third period.
Yo, as Maury would say.
Oh, no.
That sucks.
Dallas, you do not want to get a penalty. That Dallas Stars, okay, on home. I think that they said on home ice. Maybe I could be wrong, but I think they said on home ice. Dallas Stars are 46% on the power play.
That's nuts.
Oh, no. Tyler Seguin is hot, though.
Yeah, that's true. That's true, Maury.
Wow. Yo, Edmonton got shook, huh?
Right?
Wow.
Yeah, 6-3 when you're leading 3-1 going in.
Did you guys see that the hockey corgi predicted that Edmonton would win in 6?
The what? The
what? What? Say that
He
again?
also predicted the Leafs.
Am I the only?
He also
There's a
predicted the
corgi
Leafs.
that like hits a ball.
Yeah.
And it will bounce into either like one or
the
two
corgi
nets.
on the stairs, right?
Yeah, the hockey
okay,
corgi.
I've seen that guy. Yeah.
And he predicted the Edmonton Oilers to
And
win
did-
in 6.
And did he predict the Leafs more?
That's what I was saying. He also predicted the Leafs.
Did he?
Oh, well, his predictions way off.
Oh, no.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
They brought out the lip reader to find out what was going on with Denzel Washington. If you remember, we talked about this yesterday. On the Cannes red carpet, there was a photographer that was getting chewed out by Denzel for whatever reason. And then whether that had anything to do with it or not, but Denzel wound up skipping the press conference for the Spike Lee movie that he was in. So they brought out a lip reader to sort of watch the video to try and figure out what Denzel was saying to this guy. Here's this.
Hey, you're the one who grabbed me, right? Let me tell you something. Stop.
Yo.
You ever put your hands on me again? And that'll be... I'm warning you. You heard me, right? Okay.
Damn.
Stop. You got me? Stop.
Oh, damn. Now, do you think she does the accent because that's what she sees in his lips?
100%.
You think so, right?
100%, yeah.
Of course, she's got he's mad. She has to be somewhat mad.
Hey, you're the one who grabbed me, right? Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something.
Right there.
You know what I mean? Like,
let me tell you something.
Yeah, like she didn't say something. Let me tell you something.
Hey, you're the one who grabbed me, right? Let me tell you something.
Yo, big up Denzel, Unc. You putting in that work.
Real bad man. I love the heart that the lip readers put into these things.
Hey,
man.
you're the one who grabbed me, right? Let me tell you something.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
According to U.S. Assistant District Attorney Maureen Comey, the feds expect Kid Cudi to be a brief witness today in the Diddy trial. The prosecution intends to call a total of 5 witnesses today, all to be dealt with quite quickly, they say.
All famous people or no?
This goes no.
Okay.
This goes back to when Kid Cudi started dating Cassie Ventura, and at the time, a jealous Diddy promised to blow up Kid Cudi's car in his own driveway. Wow. And then around that same time, Kid Cudi's car blew up in his own driveway. So they'll get into all of that. And I don't know if you saw it yesterday, but Obama was trending with Diddy because apparently at some of the freak-off parties, Diddy had ecstasy pills in the shape of Obama's face. And they have pictures of these. Like you can look at them right now online. Like the Obama pills.
You know what? Every time I saw a post that said like swipe to look at these evidence photos or whatever,
yeah.
I bypass. I don't want to see any of that stuff.
Yeah, but they're little Obama pills, but they're all different colors, right? It's ridiculous. Like, who presses those?
Yeah,
like
so weird.
Who?
Man.
You know what I mean?
Listen,
like, who's pressing the Obama ecstasy
somebody who's
pills?
getting a lot of money from Diddy.
I guess. So that's going on today in New York.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
I got to play you this clip. So the sort of like old rock nostalgia acts, they just tour forever. They tour forever. And fans don't really seem to mind when they change the lineup of people, right?
Okay.
So there's an old band called Foreigner. And Foreigner was on The Voice last night.
Okay.
Right? And the singer for Foreigner, who's been the singer for Foreigner for I think the last like 20, 22 years or something like that, a guy named Kelly Hansen. Okay. And he's been with the band, since the early 2000s. He's like the third singer for Foreigner. But again, fans don't care. Right?
Is that the guy he started a clothing line?
Kelly Hansen? Oh, I don't even know. He's like 67 years old or something like that. But anyway, fans don't care.
I'm thinking of Helly Hansen.
No.
Never mind.
Fans don't care. Like, they don't care about lineup changes. They see the name Foreigner. A bunch of guys walk on stage who are in their 60s. They sing the old songs, and fans just eat it up. So much so that last night on The Voice, Kelly Hansen, while doing a medley with Foreigner, informed the crowd that he was going to leave Foreigner, then introduced the new singer of Foreigner, who immediately sang the next song.
After 20 magical years fronting this band, this will be my last year with Foreigner. At the end of this summer, a new great voice will sing these songs for you, my friend Luis Maldonado.
And then the new guy walks on stage, the old guy walks off.
Yeah.
There's the new guy.
With his head hung low.
Hey, listen.
What?
I think this is the way to do it.
Yeah.
You don't give the fans a chance to like mourn and be like, oh, this sucks.
No.
You're like, oh wow, this guy sounds good. He's gonna do a
Younger?
great job. Congratulations.
Got the
happened with
stamina?
Styx, too.
Yeah, it's crazy. But the old bands, nobody cares.
That's
right?
incredible.
It's incredible.
That's a great way to do it. It also
I
gives the
agree.
new guy like some rub. You know what I mean?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely, yeah.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Miley Cyrus has always had that Miley voice, right? And sort of never understood, whether it was, from something or whether it was just natural, whether she was dealing with something, whether she wasn't dealing with something. So Miley does a new interview. She's talking to Zane Lowe about exactly what the thing is that gives Miley her sort of Miley voice.
I had Reiki's edema. It's abuse of the vocal cords. So my voice always sounded like this. So I have this very large polyp on my vocal cord, which is giving me a lot of the tone and the texture that has made me who I am. But I do have this Reiki's edema and I have this large polyp on my cords, and I'm not willing to sever it because the chance of waking up from a surgery and not sounding like myself is a probability.
You can't.
No, and especially if like there's no immediate danger, or if,
No.
I don't know, like
I
medical.
don't, and I don't know how bad those things are. I know that people deal with them. I know that other singers have not been able to sing until they dealt with it. But I guess Miley has just maybe had it for so long, or she can work it, or whatever it is.
Maybe she doesn't notice it. I don't know. Who knows?
I don't know. But that's
don't
the
wanna
reason
risk
for Miley's voice.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Kim Kardashian, after 6 years, finished law school. I guess she was doing it like correspondence style, right?
Big up Kim. I know she was like super passionate about that stuff.
And she had her commencement ceremony in her own backyard because it was just for her, right?
Oh.
There wasn't like a graduating class. It was just for her, and she had some people come out and do like commencement speeches, and she had like a cap and gown, and
Why
her
not?
whole
They found
family.
a podium.
Yeah, they had a podium and a stage, and it was she
Bro,
looked
it's
great.
LA. What do you mean they found it?
Where do you get a podium?
Yeah, you have one
renting?
made. Yeah, you can rent those. They have them. Yeah, man. But she looked great. And here's a little bit of the speech from somebody giving a glowing review of Kim.
It's an absolute honor to stand here today, not just as mentors, but as witnesses to one of the most inspiring legal journeys we've ever seen. 6 years ago, Kim Kardashian walked into this program with nothing but a fierce desire to fight for justice. No law school lectures, no ivory tower shortcuts, just determination, and a mountain of case law books to read. Over the course of this program, Kim has dedicated 18 hours a week, 48 weeks a year, for 6 straight years. That's a total of 5,184 hours of legal study. That's time she carved out while raising 4 children, running businesses, filming television shows, and showing up in courtrooms to advocate for others.
And still looking gorge.
And people are going in on her. Like, I'm reading the comments on this, and people like LMAO, 6 years to finish bar prep. Somebody else said, a girl, 6 years for law school, it's 3. Somebody else wrote, girl, it takes 3. You didn't graduate, you just caught up. But she didn't go to school. Like,
It wasn't like her everyday life.
No, she managed to fit this in. Like doing all the other Kim Kardashian, not to mention dealing with. I want to see somebody go to law school and also deal with Kanye West as an ex-husband.
I was just gonna say
that's what I want to see.
Yeah.
I want to
Yo,
see
big up Kim,
I want to
man.
see somebody else.
She did her thing. I'm super happy for her.
I'll give you 10 years in law school to deal with Kanye West as your ex-husband. You won't finish.
Do you think
There's
she'll
no
be
way
fully
you'll finish.
practicing now? Like,
Well, she has to
like-
pass the bar.
Yeah, because she has to get called to the bar and then do that whole thing. Okay.
So she has to pass the bar. So I don't know when she's gonna do that. But it was great. She looked dynamite. Did you see Kris Jenner's facelift?
Yeah.
No. My God, it's like the greatest facelift of all time.
Like, it's good?
Like normally people wind up looking like monsters.
Yeah.
And I don't know, maybe this is her 3rd or 4th facelift, but she looks younger than all her children.
No.
Even the young ones.
does.
It's crazy. It's a really, really, really good facelift.
Oh, wow. Look at her.
Doesn't even look like her.
She looks like
Not
Kim.
at
Yeah,
all.
looks like
Yes,
younger
exactly.
than Kim.
Yeah, she looks like Kim's twin.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
crazy.
Like a little bit like Kourtney Kardashian.
Yeah.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Jeremy Renner made an astonishing claim about what happened to him when he died. So if you remember, Jeremy, back in 2023, he got run over by that giant tractor while he was moving snow up in the mountains. And he died, and he was doing an interview with Kelly Ripa, and he describes exactly what that was like.
It's a great relief, is all I can say. It's a wonderful, wonderful relief.
to be removed from your body.
You felt peace, right? You felt happiness.
Oh yeah, it is the most exhilarating peace you could ever feel. You don't see anything but what's in your mind's eye, like you're the atoms of who you are, the DNA, like your spirit is it's like the highest adrenaline rush, but the peace that comes with it, it's magnificent. It's so magical. And I didn't want to come back. I remember. And I was brought back and I was so pissed off. I came back. I'm like, oh.
They pulled you
back.
back.
Gone, I think probably it doesn't matter if it's 5 minutes or 2 minutes or 10. But I come back and I saw the eyeball again. I'm like, oh.
Not the eyeball. It's still here.
That's still here. I'm like, oh, I'm back. Saw my legs. I'm like, yeah, that's going to hurt later. I'm like, all right, let me continue to breathe.
Isn't that wild?
That isn't. Wow.
It's wild, though.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
They asked they asked a bunch of Gen Z women to come up with a list of old names for women of other generations. Like, what names just scream old lady to you? And I'm going to say the list they came up with is not even like old. Like they put together a list of what would really just be like millennial mom names.
Oh,
like,
no.
Like not like they asked them to come up with a list of old names, and this is the list. Okay, I'll give it to you. You ready?
Yeah.
So according to Gen Z ladies, if you have this name, you're old. Ashley, Amanda, Jessica, Stephanie, Jennifer, Christy, Tracy, Stacy, Amy, Crystal, Angela, Kelly, Lisa, Jordan, Michelle, Shelly, Laura, Lori, Kathy, Tammy, Heather, and Angie. So that's what they consider to be
Those are just names.
Old names.
Oh, no.
The comments are hysterical. First of all, there's a lot of Britneys in there being like, whoa, dodge that bullet. Right? Lot of comments. One of my favorites, settle down, Hayden, Caden, Jaden, Braden. But when you think of old names, like these aren't old names, because when I was
Bertha
younger,
is an old name.
Like if you asked me to come up with a list of like old lady names, like when I was younger, it would be like Edith, Agnes, Judith, Llewellyn, right? Like those are old names.
Margaret,
right? Jordan is not like an old lady name.
No.
Right?
No.
Like
Gertrude.
Thank you, Maury. Like
Sorry,
Gertie.
Nana.
Gertie, right?
Yeah.
Like that's an old woman. But according to Gen Z, old lady names: Ashley, Amanda, Jessica, Stephanie, Jennifer, Christy. First of all, it pisses me off so much that they didn't alphabetize this list. That is so Gen Z. Ashley, Amanda, Jessica, Stephanie, Jennifer, Christy, Tracy, Stacy, Amy, Crystal, Angela, Kelly, Lisa, Jordan, Michelle, Shelly, Laura, Lori, Kathy, Tammy, Heather, and Angie. Old ladies.
Thanks for listening to the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Catch the guys live
Weekday mornings from 6 to 10
on Kiss 92.5.
Kiss925.com.
Or download the Kiss 92.5 app.